So I'm for the legalization of medical marijuana. I think it's a great thing for people with AIDS and stomach issues and glaucoma.
I'm an Army veteran with PTSD. Please legalize medical marijuana. I think it'd be great.
There's 50% more carcinogens in marijuana than there is tobacco. But we're going to smoke marijuana and outlaw tobacco? It's a little inconsistent.
Now that's Robert Stivers speaking on the Senate floor there. There you have it. We just gave you the pro and con of legalizing marijuana use for medical reasons in Kentucky. We would join just over 30 states in America now that legalize for that very reason. There's a lot of support for this in Kentucky, and there's some concern. And joining us live is the Kentucky lawmaker from Louisville who's behind the new bill in Frankfort to make it legal. Republican Jason Nemus represents Eastern Jefferson County and part of Oldham County in the House. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, this is really interesting because last year you said medical marijuana would be legal in Kentucky within a year. Do you still believe that?
If we get a vote in the House and the Senate, it will pass. I'm very confident about that. The overwhelming majority of representatives support medical marijuana. So the question is getting a vote.
How would it work, Jason? I have a lot of questions. Would it be through prescriptions? Would people smoke it, ingest it? Do you give me the details of your bill?
So a patient would go to their doctor, which they already have a pre-existing relationship with, and the doctor would make the recommendation that medical marijuana would be good for her patient. Then she would go to a dispensary and get the product. There could be edibles, there can be oils, there can be pills, and all those kinds of things. The bill does outlaw public smoking, no smoking in public, no smoking in restaurants or anything like that. Now, people smoke in their home. The bill does not go into someone's home, but it's mostly for oils and pills and things of that nature.
Now, there's been talk about marijuana becoming the new cash crop for Kentucky. Tobacco, of course, has been big for years. My family, just working in tobacco fields. That's where a lot of folks have done growing up in Kentucky. Could Kentucky become the state that begins to use marijuana as their new cash crop? I know this bill in particular is for medical reasons.
That's right.
It's not necessarily for the state to make money, but do you see an opportunity for that to happen for our farmers?
Right, as we've seen, and we're seeing right now with the hemp growing industry in Kentucky, our farmers can grow it best, no matter what the product is, and marijuana grows well here in Kentucky. And so we want in this bill to limit the growth to satisfy the need in Kentucky. But there's no reason that we couldn't allow our farmers to grow to satisfy the medical need of other states. But you did say something that's really important I want to highlight. This bill is about allowing people who are sick to have access to it. We're not trying to make money off of it, because then you'd be making money off the back of sick people. We're just trying to have this, have these patients that their doctor says it would help them, let them have access to it.
Well, I'm interested in what changed in your mind to go ahead and lead the way on this. We've seen this wave of support coming through across Kentucky, but once you get out into the rural part of the states, do you think this bill will change? What caused the sudden push now?
Well, I think Kentuckians are demanding this in big numbers all around the state. We have legislators doing polls in their own districts, and every single one that I've talked to have not only had majorities, but they've had significant majorities in every county in the state. We have a poll out in the field right now in Clay County, for instance, which is where President Stivers is from, and the numbers are astounding. It's not full yet, so we'll share that when it is, but the numbers are astounding everywhere. Legislators are cautious, and they ought to be cautious. I was against this a year and a half ago. Met with some constituents and changed my position after I talked to them and doctors and read a bunch of studies. But the big push is because there are 33 states that have it in the United States. Kentucky's not inventing the wheel here. We're learning from the good policies from our other states. We want to do it tightly. We want to make sure that you can't just go get it because you want it. You have to have your doctor that you have a relationship with say that it's good for you. So that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, and of course a big problem in Kentucky, the opioid crisis.
That's right.
It gets brought up every time we talk about medical marijuana. Do you think medical marijuana could be at least part of the solution to the opioid crisis?
No doubt about it. Everybody says it's a gateway drug. I'm not smart enough to know whether it is. I know what it is. It's an off-ramp for people who are on opioids. Not only do the overdoses and the go plummet in states that have it, but the prescription rates go down. And so that means when doctors in other states are given an option, they're choosing that option for their patients. Let's let Kentucky doctors have that option for Kentuckians.
Mostly for nausea and other, you had State Senator Dan Syme from this area, so let him come out last week and say he smoked it. When it's not legal, of course, to overcome nausea.
That's right. Nausea, and also related to cancer, is appetite, but that's not all. We have MS, Crohn's disease, epilepsy. There's a host of conditions for which a doctor might think this would help their patients. Let's let the doctor decide.
People can reach you on Twitter.
That's right.
How about your handle?
I think it's at J Nemus, maybe at JM Nemus. I'm
Just
not
put
sure.
it in the search bar.
Yeah.
See if he
But I
pops
was
up.
able to reach him that way, and
Not
you do
many
respond.
Nemuses.
You do respond to your messages.
I
real
try my
quickly.
best. That's right.
All right, Jason Nemus, N-E-M-E-S.
You've got it.
All right, thank you very much, and we'll get an update on how it's going in Frankfurt from Jason as it progresses.